Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, do your work heartily, as for the Lord and not for people, knowing that it is from the Lord that you will receive the reward of the inheritance. It is the Lord Christ whom you serve. I say this because I give these great examples of an obvious truth of the people that you should be competing for, that you are representing, that you have a duty and responsibility to perform for, and to at least give your all for. Like all those hours sacrificed by our parents or grandparents, in her case, like taking her to these meets and her coaches and her friends and family. But even that, the creator of the universe that knit you in the womb to have this like really unique physique that she has, to be like that little and that powerful and that talented, those gifts that were God given to her, for her to be like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I want to be all for me, so I'm just going to quit. I mean, on a biblical level, it makes me want to throw up. It's just so annoying and awful that people are praising this chick for it. And she's like 23 now. She's not like she's like a 16-year-old competing where you're like, oh, she'll grow into it. Like, no, she's an adult and she's making a stupid decision, and now the media is praising her for it. It's this crazy, contrived, scripted narrative that they're trying to foist on Americans. And that is just so not biblical. I always search for that verse where it's like, yeah, man, do whatever feels better for you. I'm like, I don't think Jesus would ever do that. It's always like, pick up the heaviest cross you can carry and bear it. Sacrifice yourself for the good of others. Like, it's just so unbiblical what they're promoting as far as what it should be important, what the kids should look up to as far as gymnasts. I mean, it could bring on a wave of just selfish athletes that are never going to succeed the same level as all these people that came before, who had sacrificed and pushed so hard because they were striving for something greater than themselves. And then now this is going to be the norm. Here's why it matters. And a lot of people are like, oh, Ben, why does this story matter to you so much? Well, one, it's just really, really annoying. And two, it's always the little things that you let go of, that you indulge, that you'll see a horrible result for down the line. I will give you what I think is a great example of this. We all kind of sat back and clapped. And we're like, yeah, it's just one person. I know that this person is being foisted onto every magazine and every movie and every celebrity is talking about, and everyone's running interference for him. We'll just like let this slide. Caitlyn Jenner. You remember Bruce Jenner, the guy that won the Olympics and now when he's 66 years old became a woman? Well, I believe it's in 2015, Bruce, now Caitlyn, won Glamour Magazine's Woman of the Year. And we're all like, oh, yeah. Like, what's the big deal with that? I mean, it's just one person, right? And we all indulge this fantasy, this delusion. We lie. We're unhonest. We're not honest. We know it's contradictory to the Word of God and to truth and biology in general. What could possibly be a repercussion of that? Oh, I don't know. Just a massive spike in sexual confusion and transgender ideology in our kids, and the spike of young people. So kids now, ages like 8 to 20. Like the spike in people that identify as LGBTQ is shocking. It is staggering. It is unnatural. And you wonder, how could this possibly happen? How could so many people all of a sudden be sexually confused? Oh, maybe it's because something that we obviously knew was true, we just kind of stood back and clapped for or ignored. And then you see this rampant change in the culture, right? And this is why it is so important, I think, when you see something that is clearly contrived, that is clearly scripted by the media and what's going on, and you're like, this doesn't feel right. Why are we praising Simone Biles? Didn't she say she just quit because she wasn't having fun? And like, why are we? I guess 2 days later, her publicist said it was because of the twisties and she wasn't feeling good. She never said that, but maybe that's what it was. And really, it's probably just a bunch of mean white guys in America that's what they're just piling on this person, and that's what it is. Not the fact that we're praising a belief and actions that is obviously not good, and I would argue unbiblical. It's just depressing to see how they're going to push the reverse of that, this kind of like selfish American belittling ideology almost like on the culture, and this confusion that's going on. It's very frustrating, okay? And it just spoke out. It just kind of it clicked when I was reading Colossians and I saw that story come out with Simone winning Athlete of the Year, which is very, very sad to me.